I just got to switch users. Back to my son. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1961 Sack to the Future playoffs. We open up with the Detroit Lions, who surprised us all by sneaking in to the playoffs against the San Francisco 49ers. This game will be simulated, as will two other wildcard games this week. Actually, all four wildcard games will be simulated because the Bills are playing the Colts, and I can't play that game due to our league rules. I have to simulate it. So sit back, watch, and just understand we have no control of the wildcards. Hope you'll enjoy. Also joining me on this broadcast, Phantom Fighter and Brian Phelps. The Detroit Lions are the 5 seed. Welcome back, Phantom Fighter. The 49ers are the 4 seed, so it doesn't matter who wins this game. We won't see where they're going to in the next round. It all depends on the No. The 49ers are the 3 seed, so this will. If the 49ers win, they will go to Chicago. If the Lions win, they will go to New York. I forgot for a second who was the 3 seed and 4 seed. Falcons are obviously. The 6 seed would be the Packers. No. Well, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. Boy, I'm confusing myself. They go to New York. Yep. Alright, so we gotta slow jump forward to end of game. Alright. And the 49ers will kick off to start this wildcard playoff game. Stefan on the return. If nobody's watching right now, but if somebody jumps on the watch, try commenting to see if I need to open up another browser or not. Okay. There's a look at Jim Nanowski playing for the injured Earl Morrall. Ironically, Earl Morrall is injured and a backup is playing for him. Okay, don't show me the games. Morrall Nanowski has 16 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. This could be Morrall's last game in Detroit, and he's not playing. Nanowski hands off to Petrosante. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss. I have the Eagles roster open, so I'm kind of at a loss with the Lions. So give me a second to open the Lions roster up. YouTube, get this fixed. So 3rd down and 12. As I'm frantically looking for the Lions roster. Nanowski back to pass. He is going to be hit and dropped. Sacked by Monty Clark, and the 49ers will force a punt. So the Eagles, who in real life won the 1960 NFL Championship, missed the playoffs both years. And as their team will get worse, not better in the near future. That might have been their last shot until Ron Jaworski's at quarterback. Okay. So now I got to open up a window for my own game. Standing in his own end zone, Yale Larry gets the punt off. Will be taken at the 33 by Abe Woodson, and he gets it up to the 48. Okay, so I see now the comments that you two made. Rooting for the 49ers. You want the 49ers to come to Chicago? You don't want to play either the Packers or the Falcons? There's a pass complete to Monty Stickles. It's going to be a huge first down, all the way down to the 24-yard line. First and 10 now for Brody at the 24-yard line. Brody hands it off to J.D. Smith, which was his very first game last year. Here's a look at the offensive line. Thomas, Bosley, Morris, Connolly, and St. Clair protecting John Brody. Running backs J.D. Smith and Don McElhenney with Monty Stickles at tight end, Aaron Thomas, and the great R.C. Owens, your wide receivers. Now my laptop is already acting up and it's only been on 10 minutes. Brody fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to take off running. He's got the first down inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Somebody else commented on a post, on one of the trivia posts, about 45 minutes too late there, but. And we have an injury timeout as J.D. Smith is not getting up off the ground. He is holding on to his arm. Alex Karras on the hit. So Don McElhenney now becomes the featured back, the former Dallas Cowboy. As J.D. Smith, they're looking at his ribs on the sidelines. That's not a good sign. Yes, indeed he did. Don McElhenney. The 49ers are looking for McElhenney to lead in the promise, but not the one they thought. Pass complete down to Aaron Thomas, but he's short of the end zone. And Thomas is slow to get up. The Detroit defensive line, Alex Karras, Roger Brown, Bill Glass, and Darius McCord. Joe Schmidt in the middle of linebackers, Carl Brett Schneider and Wayne Walker on the corners. Yale Larry, Gary Lowe, and the greats, Dick LeBeau and Dick Night Train Lane. That's your secondary. Brody, under center, 3rd and goal. There's a handoff to McElhenney, and he is going to be hit and dropped by Joe Schmidt right on the goal line, and he's going to force a field goal by Tommy Davis. Now, scores are flashing on the bottom of your screen. Just ignore them. They're not real. The Packers really have not beaten the Falcons 49-10, although I imagine it will be close. I think that would be the only. That don't matter. You'll see on the playlist that it'll be in the correct order. It's not like I gave you guys a lot of time anyway. An 18-yard field goal is good, and the 49ers have taken a 3-0 lead. I don't see Ryan yet watching. He's probably not getting a notification. He had said he wasn't getting notifications from my channel. Which I still have not gotten a notification from Phantom Fighter channel, so I understand. Alright, I missed the kick return. I was looking down at my phone. Stephen on the return. And Nanowski will try and lead the Lions on this second drive, or third drive, I think it is. 13-3 Baltimore Colts at the 9-7 Buffalo Bills will be Saturday. The Chargers did not beat the Patriots 31-10, at least not yet. And Nanowski takes off running. He is going to get slammed to the turf after an 8-yard pickup by Eddie Dove. I don't know why I'm not hitting ranks. We don't need to see the replay a million times. 2nd down and 2 from the 38-yard line. Janowski hands off to Petrosante. He's got the first down. 4-yard pickup. If you don't have The 93 wildcard game between the Steelers and Chiefs, some channel named Russ D just uploaded it. Don't know how long it'll last now. It probably will once the playoffs are over. There's the give to Petrosante again. Yeah, I saw that. That was the Lions starting offensive line right there. You got, it's an Alex Webb. There's an Alex Webb who's a running back for the Lions. Wonder how he feels seeing Alex Webster in the paper constantly. There's a pass complete to Gil Cogdale for the first down. Don't know if you're into baseball or not, but a channel called Guy Jones uploaded footage from a New York Yankees Philadelphia Athletics game in 1934. 17 minutes worth of footage. Yep. Here's a look at the 49ers defensive line. Charlie Kruger, Leo Namaleni, Monty Clark, and Daniel Colchico. Bob Harrison in the middle. Gordon Kelly and Matt Hazeltine, your other linebackers. Abe Woodson and Jimmy Johnson, the corners. Johnson starting again. Baker and Dell are the safeties. Now, I have maintained control of this profile, and yet Jimmy Johnson is back in starting. So again, the computer is playing around with the starters. Minowski back to pass. He scrambles to the right, throws it sideline incomplete. Johnson was a rookie in 61 and did not start. And I can't get my laptop to work right now, so I can't tell you who was supposed to be the starter. But I didn't check before this game because I figured all was good. Minowski back to pass on 3rd and 5. He throws to the left. It's overthrows his man. Okay. Jerry Mertens. I do not believe Mertens got hurt in the Week 17 game, so the computer is definitely playing. And the field goal is no good. It's short. Not that I'll have to worry about patrolling the 49ers again, because at the end of this game, they will go on to play humans. So, and unless by some chance the Packers and 49ers both beat their humans, that'll be it for this one. I say Packers. I should, Kirby Berger might lead them to an upset. Who knows? So Brody hands off to McElhenney. McElhenney is going to be pushed outside and dropped by Carl Brett Schneider. Loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 4. Second and 14 at the 42. Brody is back to pass. Night Train on the blitz. He gets him, but the pass is complete to Monty Stickles. Brody saw the opening on the corner blitz and hit Stickles for the first down. He was, however, destroyed by Dick Night Train Lane. But it brings up a 1st and 10 in Lions territory at the 36. Brody fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. Throws over the middle. Complete to Monty Stickles again. Stickles, the tight end, 3 receptions at least, being the favorite target at this point. 3 receptions, 56 yards. Second down and 4 at the 31. Brody fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to move back up. He's going to throw across his body, and Dick LeBeau drops the interception. That could have been a pick 6 for the legend. Not only did Brody throw across his body, but it was a no-look pass at that. He was looking for roster filler on top of it, so. Third down and 4. Brody back to pass. Throws it over the middle to McElhenney and a first down. Brody has started out 4 for 6. No, they're going to call it incomplete. Incomplete pass. I thought he held on. It'll bring up a 4th down and a potential field goal opportunity for Tommy Davis. This one of 48 yards. The field goal is good, just barely over the crossbar, and the Lions take a 6, or the 49ers take a 6-0 lead. Stiffen on the return. The ball comes up to 35. Phantom. Ryan says, thanks for showing him the roster. And why isn't Chuck Bednarik on defense? That's a good question, because he was created to be on both offense and defense. On one he wears 60, on the other he wears 90. But I'm not sure. Maybe he's injured. Or since the Eagles have already advanced, since the Eagles have already, their season is done, their roster move's already advanced, maybe he retired. And we might have to recreate him again. Because I think he played in 62. I'm not sure. It'll be a... That is the end of the first quarter with the San Francisco 49ers leading the Detroit Lions 6-0. I want to take a minute to mention something from my childhood. A gentleman passed away yesterday by the name of Mean Gene Oakland. And I know this is a football channel and we talk football, but I'm also a pro wrestling fan. And I just want to say rest in peace, Mean Gene. And then my best Hulk Hogan impression. Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. We're going to miss you, bud. Ryan did say something about Bednarik being rated as a 74 overall linebacker. So maybe he was on the roster and he just wasn't starting. I don't know. Well, a lot of times, like if you missed part of this, Ryan, last week when I controlled the 49ers for the bonus game, I made sure all the starters were accurate. I sat Jimmy Johnson on the bench and started Jerry Mertens. This week, I didn't check that because I just assumed that, hey, I'm still controlling them. I didn't change, so why would I have to check the rosters again? And Jimmy Johnson is starting. So we must have automatic starters got turned on somehow, where the best rated guy starts. But I'll have to check into that after this game. Winowski completes a pass to Gibbons for the first down, and the Lions' drive continues. First and 10 at the line 48. Petrosante gets the carry. He's going to lose a yard, and there's an injury, and it's going to be Nick Petrosante. So both starting running backs have come out of this game due to injury. Petrosante is holding his hip. The 49ers in 1961 went 7-6-1. And of course, that was in an era where only the division champions went to the playoffs. So they finished 5th in the Western Division, which also included the Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, Baltimore Colts. So this format is a big improvement for them, especially being in a division that holds a semi-pro team in Seattle. Winowski back to pass. The pass is complete, but it is out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd down and 11. Winowski in the shotgun. He's turning around, twisting, gets through, he's going to run. He's going to be right at the line. What are they going to mark it? 4th and 1. He did not cross the line to gain. Now, some of these quarterback games, this will set up a punt in 61, are definitely hard to say in broadcast. Nanowski, Echeverry. Larry gets off the punt and is going to go out into the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit Lions in 1961 were the better team, as they went 8-5-1. Our records have them at 10-6 compared to the 49ers at 8-8. So the records are realistic. George Wilson was their head coach. Fred Hickey is the 49ers coach, by the way. Fred Hickey, who invented the shotgun. Brody comes up under center on 1st and 10. Don McElhenney takes the handoff, and he will lose a yard. The 49ers so far have gained a total of 14 yards on the ground. J.D. Smith was injured in the beginning of the game, so the 49ers are going with a running back they picked up in November. Brody back to pass. He throws over the middle to McElhenney. McElhenney's got the first down. In 1960, the 49ers had such players in their backfield as Hugh McElhenney, Lenny Lyles, Joe Perry. Wasn't there somebody from another one of your teams that was on them? But now here they got J.D. Smith, and he's out injured. They're hidden. They're just not off. They have no offense. It's shades of the Cardinals. There was that animation of somebody walking backwards on the sideline. It happened to be Eddie Dove. It's annoying. Brody under center for 1st and 10. He's going to give the ball to McElhenney. McElhenney through the line. He's going to pick up 4 on the carry. Again, if you're just joining us and you see the scores on the bottom for the Packers-Falcons game and for the Chargers-Patriots game, ignore them. They are not real. They are fake news. Those games will be brought to you with the Chargers-Patriots game on the Phantom Flavor channel and the Packers-Falcons game over on the Brian Phelps channel. Plus, the Bills-Colts game will be brought to you on my channel Saturday night after the real NFL playoffs. I will not go head-to-head with the NFL playoffs. Brody back to pass. His throw almost intercepted. It was right in the hands of Joe Schmidt. He could not hold on to it, and it'd bring up 4th down. And Tommy Davis will punt. Well, hey, you got one of the rushing titles then. You know, silver lining and everything, I guess. Davis's punt goes into the end zone. Alex Karras threatening the cameraman as he walks on the field. First down and 10, 4 minutes to go in the half. Janowski in the shotgun. Hands off to Alex Webb. And he gets plowed over by the 49ers. So with Danowski injured, Alex Webb now takes over, and visions of Alex Webster dancing in his head. Picks up 3 yards on his first carry. Danowski throws it to Terry Barr. On the screen pass, Barr's going to get the first down. I really wish YouTube would fix this live chat thing. And then Danowski hands off to Webb. He's going to be hit by Matt Hazeltine. Oh no, it's K Webb. In the pre-game thing, it looked like maybe there's 2 different running backs in Webb. Webb takes the handoff. Perfect blocking. He's got the first down and then some. He is down to the 20, to the 15, and a host of 49ers catch up with him. Down to the 16-yard line. 51 yards for Webb on the carry. Ken Webb. Okay, so in the pregame, maybe I just read it wrong. I read an Alex Webb. Manowski breaks through the line, and he slides down inside the 10, and there is an injury. Injury timeout. They don't know who it is, so can't be that bad. Nobody is laying on the ground. Second down and 3 from the 9-yard line.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Janowski back to pass. He throws in the end zone. Not in the end zone, I'm sorry. For the first down. It's incomplete and it'll be third down and 3. This stupid laptop, not ready to throw it out a window. Let's start a GoFundMe page to get all of us here at Sack the Future new laptops. Janowski passes out to Herndon. And Herndon, I would tell you who he is, a little bit more about him, but laptop is not working properly. So, they line up for a field goal of 28 yards. And the kick is up, and it's good, and the 49er lead is because Jim Martin hits a 28-yard field goal. And the 49ers now lead 6-3. Martin kicks off. It's going to be taken on the goal line by Jerry Mertens. And there's a flag down. So a little update while we're in mode here. Glenn Davis was being called for the hold for the face mask for the Lions. Backs them, moves the 49ers forward to the 45. A little update on the worst era league, or whatever we decided to call it. We went through a bunch of names earlier, but I think some of the names, like Miley Cyrus's adult morals, was probably not real. That was one of mine. The Cardinals and Falcons have been named and numbered. The Cowboys are in the process of being organized. So we're moving at a nice pace. We're still expecting to slow down, though, as Sack the Future hits the offseason and Sack the Future takes precedence. But it's definitely something that we're excited to bring you. And hopefully everybody enjoys it, watching some really bad football. Not the XFL. Brody takes off running. He's got the first down, and he is going to stumble across down to the 41-yard line. Of the Lions, with a minute 50 to go, the 49ers are hurrying up the line. Brody back to pass. That's a good point. Well, you do have a few superstars in the league. I wonder how many interceptions Deion Sanders can get on the 89 Falcons. Second down and 2. And Brody throws the pass over the head of Monty Stickles. It'll be third down and 2. We discussed it in the Phantom Fighter broadcast of the Chargers and Broncos playing game, but bring up this weekend's playoffs in real NFL. I myself am picking the Colts, the Ravens, the Bears, and the referees for the 4 games. I will officially have a Cowboy-Seahawk pick, but I honestly, sorry Brian, but don't like either team. Different reasons. The Cowboys are from my childhood. I'm scarred. Sharing a room with my brother who's a Cowboy fan, and I was a Bills fan. It was hard to take. And of course I ended up marrying into a family where everybody but my wife are Cowboy fans, so the football gods hate me. as far as the Seahawks go, why I dislike them, it really comes down to attitude, and although they're not as bad as they used to be, and I like Russell Wilson, I just don't like Pete Carroll, and I really don't like their uniforms. That's the reason to hate somebody, but the uniforms are ugly. They need to go back to... Yes, they need to go back to the 70s uniforms. So the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers' new uniforms that they've had the last 5-6 years are just horrendous. I like the upgraded 97, but this thing that they upgraded to a few years back when Nike took over was just... It was an obvious Nike... Bears, Texans, Cowboys, and Chargers. Well, the reason I'm going with the Ravens is my daughter. She's the only one of us who's got a team left alive, and of course she's only picked teams. She's 6, so because they were purple, so it might not stick like that. No, who I want to win. I'm sticking with my August prediction. My August prediction is New Orleans will beat New England in the Super Bowl, and as much as I don't want to see New England get to a 3rd straight, I'm sticking with that pick. Should be a good game. Yeah, it should be a good game. Now, of course, anybody who's followed my channel knows that I was a high school quarterback. There are some games even up where I was a bench warming high school quarterback, but still. So I love quarterbacks. And there's some good ones, good young ones this weekend. You got Trubisky, Deshaun Watson. Andrew Luck's not necessarily still young. He's been around for a few years. Dak Prescott, although he struggled. His rookie season was phenomenal. He hasn't been as good since, but he's led him to the playoffs this year, so you can't fault that. Russell Wilson is an excellent, phenomenal quarterback. So we should have some good quarterback play this weekend. Yes, and Paco has joined the broadcast. He says not only would the Patriots make 3 straight, but it would be 4 out of 5. And the thing I really worry about that making 3 straight is the Bills' record. We don't have much. You know, we definitely don't have much. But what I really don't want to see is another team go 4 straight Super Bowls, because that's the one thing we do have that nobody else has done. Meanwhile, Nanowski throws an incomplete pass. He's now 8 of 15 today, and it's 2nd down and 10. 16 seconds to go before half. The 49ers lead 6-3. Yeah, which I think eclipses... Right, and the Ravens were in it 2012. No, I think the Ravens beat them in the AFC title game that year when they were Ravens with the Super Bowl.
Here we go. Green 39.
2010, I believe, is the last time that the Patriots weren't in the AFC title game, and that would have been the Jets and Steelers. Meanwhile, Lanowski completes the pass to Jim Gibbons and gets down to, looks like the 10, the 6, and they're going to line up for a field goal with 6 seconds left. This from 24 yards away. And Jim Martin puts it through, and with 3 seconds to go before half, we are tied. Not as low scoring as the Cardinals-Lions game from 3 or 4 weeks ago, but definitely very little offense. At least they're moving it outside the 20s. Oh, we got another comment here. Merton's on the return from the 4. Again, if you're watching live, the live chat is not working properly. I can't see it on my PlayStation screen itself, so I've got a window open. And well, Paco said he's a Pats fan. I don't think we're making it this year. Don't have the talent. Well, you know what, though? There have been other years I didn't think they had the talent, and Tom Brady just dinks and dunks his way, and the game plan is solid, and they find ways to beat teams. So But I do know, yeah, I do know what it's like to be a fan of a team and not think you're as good as other, you know, when the Bills were making their run that third year, in fact, it was 26 years ago today that it happened, the 92 Bills just weren't as good as 90 or 91, and then we had all the injuries. We're going into the wildcard game without Jim Kelly, without Thurman Thomas. Andre Reed's on the sideline. No, Andre Reed played. Cornelius Bennett was injured. And Houston jumped all over us. It's 35-3. Bishop, I believe, right in the beginning of the third quarter, takes a Frank Reich pick back to the house. It's 35-3. And I'm just sitting there, you know, I'm 12 years old, and I'm just sitting there, well, it's been a good run. And then all of a sudden, miracle upon miracle. And of course, in today's day and age of instant replay would have killed that comeback, because there was one play where I believe Don Beebe went out of bounds and then came back in to catch a touchdown. But 26 years ago today, the Buffalo Bills made the greatest comeback in NFL history. And it's still 11:54 East Coast time, so I can still say that for 6 more minutes. And Buffalo go on to their third straight Super Bowl, and that's where I started to become scarred against the Cowboys. I had already disliked the Cowboys just because they were my brother's team. Because, you know, my big brother, I can't like what he likes. He's a Cowboy fan. I don't like them. He's a Laker fan. I don't like them. He's a Toronto Blue Jay fan. I don't like them. He's not a hockey guy, so... yeah, pretty much. Although I will say there, again, we had it. Yeah, Leon Latt. Thank God for Don Beebe. Dick Night Train Lane making the tackle on that play. Poor Leon Latt. He, you know, was a good, solid player, but he made 2 of the biggest boneheaded plays in NFL history. John Brody, he bounces off his running back. J.D. Smith, who's, no, that's 32. Who's 32? See if my laptop will let me look. No, it won't. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 40. I have 8 viewers right now. I think that's a record. Sack to the Future is catching on. Brody fakes the handoff. He rolls to his left and throws over the heads of everybody. R.C. Owens was the closest receiver. C.R. Roberts. That was the running back that Brody bounced off of. C.R. Roberts. Conditional release. 9 viewers. Wow. Keep them coming. I see some sports simulation games that are very similar to things, not what we do, but they're like simulating the future games of the weekend. They get like 300, 400 viewers, and I wonder if games that are predicting the future can pick up that many viewers. And how about there's tons and tons of old-time football fans out there. We see it on our Facebook groups. We need to find that audience. Brody back to pass. Throws it across his body, incomplete. You want to bet that the worst era football thing catches on before anything else? All of a sudden, we're all being interviewed by ESPN. Okay, Good Morning America. We'll settle for that. 4th down and 12. The game tied at 6 with 5.5 to go, and Tommy Davis will punt. Actually, I think that the simulation games might attract more fans than when we play, because especially like the John M games turn into blowouts. But in the simulation games, you never know. And best era football on the Phantom Fighter channel, and classic era football as well. I think you've got something good going there. I know I'm enjoying the games. Manowski hands off to Ken Webb. That's right, his name is Ken, not Alex, as I was calling him earlier. He picks up 7. And it'll be 2nd and 3. That might be where I get the name. Now I have 10 viewers. I don't know if YouTube is just playing with me. Like, we won't let them comment, but we're going to make him think he's got a lot of viewers. Webb takes the handoff. He's got the first down, and he will get up to the 38-yard line. A 9-yard pickup for Ken Webb. Well, that's good. None of us play Ultimate Team. In fact, I despise Mutt. I think that ever since EA Sports has brought out Mutt, and I just lost a viewer, it was probably him, it's really hurt CFM, Connected Franchise. So Mutt can go to hell. But good, I'm glad you're the best Mutt player here. I've never played Mutt. Yeah, right? We take it away. You don't like Mutt, you don't get viewers. Fantasy football for video games. It's a good idea. In theory, it's just not for me. Don Herndon takes the carry and loses a yard. This game has really changed complexion with both running backs being out injured. Oh yeah, definitely. But they don't let us do that. With that being said, look at the show, Major League Baseball, the show, where you can go out and purchase the Hall of Famers and put them in your season. I have a little video with Babe Ruth playing as a Red Sox just to piss off Yankee fans. The MLB The Show gets it right in so many ways that EA Sports ignores, like the names. If I had the commentators on right now, that wouldn't be Jim Nanowski running. That'd probably be Alex Smith or something. I don't know who he is, but they'd call him by the name that he originally was. Yeah, Larry lines up for the punt. Oh, just barely gets it off. And it's still going to go in the end zone. That was almost a blocked punt. And I am losing viewers, so my tirade against Mutt was maybe not the smartest idea. I'm sorry, Mutt. Not really. I'm down to 6 viewers. I pissed off the Mutt community. Brody hands off to McElhenney, and he is going to be tackled for a gain of 1. Now, Don McElhenney, 6 rushes, 2 yards. No. My thing in Madden has always been realism, and that's what the franchise mode gives us, is the realism. And whether you're doing the traditional mode of taking the franchise and moving forward in time and doing trades and drafts and all that, or you do what we do and do the classic editing of rosters, the realism of a real NFL season is what I like. It's what drew me to Tecmo Super Bowl or back in 1990 or 91. Tecmo Bowl was great, but Tecmo Super Bowl had the season and the full NFL licensing. Yes. And it has always been the realism of season play that has drawn me to video games, to sports games. I don't play a lot of other types of games. I have some Star Wars games. I love Mario. But of course I have PlayStation, so I can't play Mario anymore. So, and Ryan says it's okay, Vinny. EA just makes it impossible to be good at Mutt unless you open your wallet. And that's another thing. I have 2 small children, so I can't afford to open my wallet and play to do stuff like that, as they have needs and wants. I have to feed them. It's the law. Howard Cassidy on the punt return. I won't be here all week, guys. No, I think that was actually my first troll. Yeah, call a spade. My first troll. Somebody that comes in to, at least he didn't challenge me, like Brian's been getting. And John M. got a Saints fan when he was playing against the Saints. Must have notifications set for the term Saints or something in New Orleans. And he came in and talked about how what was going on was impossible. The Giants could never beat the Saints. And he's pretty much right, except that he didn't realize that it's 1961 and there's no such thing as New Orleans Saints. Now, when I told him that, he left. Yeah, he didn't. He just saw Giants and Saints. People come, and I appreciate the views that you give us. I really do. But people come and they don't quite understand what we're doing, and that's fine. I'm more than happy to instruct and teach if you want to watch. But if you want to just come in and troll, hey, it's America. It's the free country. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe they're not in America. Maybe they're in some other. But it's still YouTube, and you're allowed to do that, and I welcome it. But just understand that if you're going to come in and troll, expect us to reply. Meanwhile, Nanowski completes the pass for the first down, and the Lions are on the move with a minute to go in the third. The game tied at 6. I'm going to check this Herndon guy out, because with both running backs being injured, I'm not as familiar with these other running backs. And I think the jersey, I'm not familiar with Herndon. What's his jersey number? I didn't see that. I don't see a Herndon. He must be rostered. Detroit. Looking at the roster now, I'm going to open up the draftees. Nope, he wasn't a draft. So he must have been in the league in 60. There's a pass complete to Pat Studstill. Studstill with a move, and he's going to be inside the 5, and it'll be first and goal at the 4-yard line as the third quarter comes to a close. The game is tied at 6, and we will open up with the Detroit Lions having a first and goal. First and goal at the 4. Yeah, he did. That's why he was playing for, I believe, Jacksonville this year? Oh, the Falcons. Oh, so we'll see him in the bonus game. Pass complete to Ken Webb, and it's a touchdown. Hallelujah, we have a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Well, we appreciate you watching, Ryan. He says that we've taught him a lot about football history, and he's also enjoying and learning. And we appreciate you watching. Every view helps. I don't know about the other guys, but I am set up to, as a YouTube partner, I just don't have enough subscribers. There are new rules. I have to have 1,000, and I have like 145, so. Still, the views help. The more views you get, it helps push your videos to the top of searches, and because we're very careful to make sure we put Sack to the Future in all our Gridiron Greats or Gridiron History or Best Era Football in the title, so people don't think they're coming to watch real games. So after the touchdown, the kickoff to Abe Woodson, he's going to bring it out. Makes the man miss. He's over the 30. He's past the 40 to the 50. He's got a man chasing him. He will be brought down at the 36-yard line. Abe Woodson from the goal line all the way out to the 36 of Detroit. And the 49ers are in business. It was the kicker, Yale Larry, who brought him down. Of course, Yale Larry also is safety, so. But I don't know as if Phantom Fighter rated the kickers to have all that. Did you? So that they could play like their counterparts? Well, Yale Larry just chased down Abe Woodson and made the tackle. Did you give Yale Larry the punter all the same stats as Yale Larry the safety? No, that's good, because it's more realistic. I mean, you wouldn't all of a sudden, Yale Larry wouldn't go from being a great free safety to not being able to tackle anybody as a punter, so that helps, and that's realistic. Speaking of Yale Larry, he makes the tackle on a long pass play to Don McElhenney. So he made 2 tackles in a row wearing 2 different jersey numbers. quick change jersey numbers. It's first and 10 at the 14.
Motion man, watch 12, watch 12. All right, here we go. 3-19.
Brody pass complete to McElhenney. No, incomplete. Dick Night Train Lane forced the breakup. Speaking of Night Train Lane. Right. That's weird. Doing a search just under lane, nothing came up. It's spelt right, so doing a search under Night Train, it comes up. Trying to figure out when he retires. 65, so he's still got a few years left in the league. Oh, yep. All with Detroit. Third down and 9 now. Brody hands it off to Cooper. B. Cooper, number 34. Again, both teams have lost their starting running backs. Bill Cooper, number 34, rookie out of Muskegon. That is an interesting college there, Muskegon. I read a book by Frederick Douglass about the when he attended that school. It's a touchdown. By the way, I missed a touchdown. Muskegon is an HBC. If you don't know what that is, look it up. They're in my laptop just went blank. Very influential schools, especially in the late 1800s and early 1900s. There was a touchdown catch to R.C. Owens. He drags the toes, and the 49ers are a kick away from tying this thing up. No, you know what? I think I'm confusing Muskegon with Tuskegee. Yes, I am. Tuskegee is the school, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, the school that Frederick Douglass went to. Muskegon. So I apologize to all alumni of Muskegon and Tuskegee. The game is tied at 13. What's that? Probably very high since I have to get up at 5 a.m. and work my first double of 2018 at the nuclear power plant tomorrow. Yeah, and just for reference that I don't really work at... Whoa! That ball is batted 20 yards back. Nuclear power plant, but you're not going to find out where I really work, so we'll just call it a nuclear power plant. I'm trying to look up a little bit of Muskingum, but there's nothing really listed in Pro Football Reference, and I'm not going to take the time with this laptop right now to go to Wikipedia to find out. So. Ken Webb on the carry. He's got 9 attempts for 84 yards. And I'm down to 3 viewers. I gave us the death and all, guys. Yep. Sack the Future is going to be canceled. I insulted Mutt. Yeah, probably. Yep. Particularly a safe space. Nandowski takes off running, and he is brought down by number 70, Charlie Kruger. It'll be 4th down and 7. I've lost my YouTube feed altogether on my broadcast, or my laptop. So, yeah. Here comes John Brody, 12 of 20, 139 yards and 1 touchdown. So if you make any comments from here on out, I probably won't get them, thanks to the way that YouTube is going today. But I appreciate everybody watching, and I may joke around, and I'm serious about my hatred for Mutt. But I may joke around on other things, but definitely appreciate the views. And I even appreciate the trolls. We welcome them. Nice run by McElhenney for the first down. As the clock is ticking, the 49ers are in the golden position here to run the clock down and potentially get a game-winning score. Looking ahead at the rest of, yeah, everything's unresponsive. I'm just going to shut the laptop down and go by memory now. Looking ahead to the rest of the Wildcard weekend, the Bills and Colts game will be done on this channel, the VinnyXWolf channel, on Saturday night after the NFL playoffs are done. And, yeah. Now, on the Brian Phelps channel, he will be bringing you the Packers and Falcons, and when do you think that'll be? Tomorrow night. And the last Wildcard game, the Chargers and Patriots, will be on the Phantom Fighter channel. Do you know when that'll be? So some point in the next couple days. So stay tuned and make sure your notifications are turned on, even though YouTube won't tell you that the games are being played anyway, so they're not telling us. And hopefully the rest of the playoff games will be as exciting as this one is turning into. By looking at the scores on the bottom of the screens, they're both blowouts there, so I don't know. Brody, running around in a circle, overthrows his man. I'm not sure why the quarterbacks do that. Like, they set up like they're about to start scrambling, and then they set back up the pass. It almost looks like they're doing a J in the backfield. And the 49ers, who 2 seconds ago I said had the golden chance to win this game, will now punt with 3:09 to go. I wish I'd been keeping track of the punts. Tommy Davis gets the ball off, going toward the corner, out of bounds at the 8-yard line. If I were rooting, picking teams, with these two teams, a lot of times it's based on the players and who I'll pick for when it comes to teams I don't follow or don't necessarily, I don't like, don't hate. I probably would have picked the 49ers in this game, just because of Brody over Nanowski. Nanowski back to pass. He throws. It's complete to Jim Gibbons. Gibbons gets the first down, and he is to the 21-yard line. And, of course, had Earl Morrall been started, there would be no reason for me to irrationally hate him in 1961, because he has yet to miss a wide-open Jimmy Orr in the Super Bowl. So, I don't know. Morrall, I might have rooted for Morrall over Brody. It's hard to say. Right? Yeah, well, when I first got into football, I'll tell a story real quick. It was November of '88. It was around Thanksgiving. I had a dream that I was going to play professional football. Little did I know it would mean 3 plays of semi-pro football, but still, I woke up the next morning loving football, after not knowing anything about it beforehand. I had only watched Super Bowl 20 up to that point, and even then I didn't know what was going on. That weekend, the Bills and Bengals were playing, and I fell in love with the Bills based on their uniforms, because I was 9, and really attracted to red, white, and blue color scheme. But I picked up a few books in the upcoming months, and read about the quarterback named John Unitas, and just absolutely fell in love with the old-time Baltimore Colts. And I'd heard the story of the moving trucks coming in at midnight, moving them to Indianapolis, and my 9-year-old little head said, okay, then you must hate the Colts. Because of that. Because they took them away from Baltimore, which is a city that I never made until I was 38 years old, so it's not like I have connections to Baltimore. And I went to Baltimore for a baseball game. But anyway, back to why my irrationality for Super Bowl III. So this November, Thanksgiving week, I decided I love football, and I'm obsessed with football, and with my OCD, that means I start collecting everything I can. I wrote the Colts organization, told them that I wanted to write a book. They sent me their 88 press guide. I still have it. It's in very bad shape, but I still have it. I sent a birthday card to Bill Fralick of the Falcons in '89. I actually got memorabilia back from the Falcons too. But anyway, my parents got us for Christmas in '88 a VHS tape of Super Sunday. It was just released. It's the story about an hour long of the first 22 Super Bowls. And so I'm barely a month into my love of football, and my brother and I sat down to watch this, and we decided we were going to pick, for each Super Bowl, the teams we would have rooted for. And I'd already started reading about United, so I picked the Colts. And of course, during the highlights, they show Jimmy Orr so wide open, and Morrill never sees him. And the rest is history. Meanwhile, it is 3rd down and inches as Nanowski lines up with 1:24 to go at the 42-yard line. Nanowski back to pass. He takes off running. What's that? My long-winded story on what it was like to be 9 years old in upstate New York. What? I'm not the youngest in the group. John M. is 3 years younger than me, just so you know. Nanowski takes off running once again, and he's going to slide down at the 41 with 44 seconds to go. The Lions have all 3 timeouts. They choose not to use them. Snap, back to pass. Nanowski takes off running again. He has run every play this drive, basically, and they'll have to use their first timeout with 29 seconds to go. They're at the 39. Right now it would be a 56-yard field goal. So, unless he stops running and actually throws the ball, I'm predicting overtime. It's more likely to happen is he'll fumble the ball on one of these carries. And we got a false start on the Lions. So that'll push him back to the 44.
False start, offense.
It was on number 77. Again, I don't have my roster, so couldn't tell you who that was. Nanowski hands off, because that's the play to do, to roster filler Herndon. And a gain of 2 and a timeout burned. 25 seconds to go. Nanowski back to pass. Throws it. And there's a flag down. The pass is complete. There's a look at Bill Kilmer on the 49er sideline. Holding on the Lions. Howard Glenn, number 68, on the hold. And that pushes them back. There is no 10-second runoff in Madden. That pushes them back. 3rd and 20 from the Lions 48. 1 timeout remaining. We essentially need a minute. Or they do. He throws deep. Stud still dives and makes the catch. They're not using their timeout. It's 10 seconds. 8, 7. They're lining up for the field goal. And now the 49ers will burn a timeout to ice Jim Martin. Yeah, he's standing on the 49ers sideline. He's a rookie quarterback for the Niners. You know, Bill Kilmer's the man who caught the pass and then fumbled, and Jim Marshall picked up and ran the wrong way. 4th down and 3. This will be an attempt of 51 yards for Jim Martin. The kick is up. It is short. And with 2 seconds left, the 49ers will take over on the 41-yard line. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's for classic era football on the Phantom Fighter channel. Brody throws. It is incomplete, and we are headed to overtime with the game tied at 13. Bonus football here in Sack to the Future. So for the 3 viewers, obviously Phantom Fighter and Brian Phelps, and probably Ryan, who have stuck around, I appreciate it. As we hit overtime. And the overtime rules. What's that? Cool. So here's the coin toss. As Harrison and Brody meet Nanowski and Schmidt, the Lions will receive the ball. And the overtime rules are stupid. Steffen on the return from the 5. Steffen is over to the 30-yard line. So again, back to the overtime rules. They are stupid. The owners are over-legislating from the meeting rooms, and have come up with a brilliant way to end the one drive in the overtime win by allowing if the first team to get to the ball, the Lions in this case, don't score a touchdown but kick a field goal, the game is not over. Because so it's only sudden death after the first drive. Unless the first drive is a touchdown, it's just stupid. Meanwhile, Nanowski back to pass. I do. Look, if the defense can't get it done, the defense can't get it done. I know my teams have been burned several times. I just think it's dumb for time on the first drive, but on the second or third drive, field goal does win it. It's just, it's over legislation. Same way with moving the touchback up to the 25 and changing the kickoff so there's no run-up, which basically ruins the onside kick. It's just the owner sitting in their little meeting room trying to avoid bad press, but yet they continue to keep a commissioner on their payroll, and this is probably where I'm going to eliminate all the rest of our viewers. A commissioner on their payroll who is nothing but greedy, does not care about domestic abuse, waits till the videos are leaked before he acts. But hey, they now have a contract with a gambling company. Although for 100 years they've been anti-gambling, they now have a contract to help earn even more money for the owner's pockets. Nanowski scrambling around, he is going to get nailed by Harrison. Instead of running out of bounds, he challenged the big linebacker, and it'll be 4th down and 8. So now, after the punt, we will enter sudden death. Paul Horning. 62. Either 62 or 63. And then remember, Joe Namath was ordered to sell his partnership in a bar because of the clientele he held. He actually retired briefly and then came back and sold it, but because of the clientele or something, I don't know if there was gambling going on, but and now with the Raiders moving to Vegas, all of a sudden it's okay. They're still not. Yep. Yep. So it's all about the greed and the money. That's all this commissioner cares about. That's why we have games in London and Mexico City and Thursday night football all year long. Because more is better in the modern NFL. And anytime there's any bad press on something, they overreact. I think instead of just automatically changing rules, they should throw money into concussion research. Come with better equipment, which they're doing. But that doesn't get the publicity that changing the kickoff rules do and changing this and that. And, you know, some things have been good, the concussion protocol, but then again, there's certain quarterbacks that made that a joke. Brody back to pass, where they go into the tent and come right back out. I love football. I love the game. I am a huge NFL fan, have been for 30 years now. And just some things I see, it just boggles my mind how they're willing to lose fans, but get more money somehow. So any way they can. How many times in our groups? Go ahead. But they don't really. If they're going to go that way 100%. A touchdown shouldn't win it either. This. But hockey also has the shootout, which a lot of fans complain about. I know several hockey purists who hate the shootout. But right. I don't mind the shootout for the simple fact that I hate ties. Any way that you can figure out a winner, figure it out. If that means the NFL goes to field goal kicking, then so be it. The ties came big into effect this year with the playoff thing. The Steelers actually and Vikings both end up missing the playoffs due to ties. That's another thing that was changed. They cut the freaking overtime to 10 minutes. And we're going to end up back to the days of the 60s and 70s where ties are commonplace. Instead of... Yeah. I think that was the Browns and Steelers. Brody, hands off to Norton. Sorry I've been ignoring the gameplay. This has been a tremendous game. When I get fired up about something, though, this is my platform. YouTube is my soapbox. Until they suspend me for complaining about mods. And how dare I bash Roger Goodell. Well, that's the other thing about the NFL. Exclusive deals hurt the game. 2K Sports should have never been kicked out of the football video gaming. Because it hurts competition, and EA Sports just has to put out a new game. They don't have to continually work to be the best game. Brody takes off running. He's going to be tackled by the 50-yard line. If you look at baseball, there are 3 games that come out right now. There's MLB The Show, there's RBI Baseball is back, and there's a third one. And the games have to strive to be better than their competition. When you're the other thing is the DirecTV exclusive deal that they have, and they've had it for over 20 years. At some point, I think that'll eventually end, because it's actually hurting their own streaming service, NFL Game Pass. They can't stream the games live. So eventually, I think somehow a deal will be worked out so that Game Pass can get it too. Because I'm a member of Game Pass. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than paying DirecTV. Which, for 10 years, I was a loyal DirecTV customer, and the prices just kept going up and up and up, and now I don't have cable or DirecTV at all. I just use apps. McElhenney fighting hard for 1 yard. 2nd down and 9. Joe Schmidt on the tackle. There's 2:50. The good thing, this is the playoffs, so the overtime runs out. We'll go to a second overtime. So at least we don't have to worry about a tie in this game. It is. It is, and hopefully it's not snowing so that my wife won't wake me up at 3:30 to go clean the car off. I just got a notification for the Phantom Fighter channel. Only about 2 hours too late. 3rd down and 10 from the 50. Brody back to pass. He's hit as he throws, completes the pass to Stickles, and Stickles is down to the 25-yard line. So he's been beating the drive. They were Stickle and diming it, and now they went Stickles all the way. Yeah, Brody the fake, like I said. Oh, it's intercepted by Yale Larry. It's going to be a pick 6. Yale Larry from the 10-yard line is going to take it 90 yards to send the Detroit Lions to New York. And the Lions will advance. The 49ers season ends on a John Brody throw. Brody in his first year starting. Brody in his first year of starting, he led the 49ers to the playoffs. They did have a 5-game losing streak, but I have a feeling John Brody's going to be around for a few years. Detroit wins at 19-13 in overtime. Pretty even on yardage. The Niners had more passing yards. The Lions had more rushing. Almost evens out, but it's that one turnover. So until next time, which will be Saturday night when I bring you the Bills and Colts, I'm Vinny Vincent. They're Brian Phelps and Phantom Fighter. You're not in any of the three of us, and we will see you next time. Oh yeah, I'm on my son's profile. I have to run back over. Broadcast down.